Hello and welcome to Whimsical Wednesday. And today we are doing something just for me, honestly, because I wanted to look at cards that made me feel like I love Magic, the Gathering. And I feel like I should start with one that I started with, actually, or sort of. So at first I really didn't look at the cards that much. I did read the stories, but in draft, I found New Horizons very early on, and it was such a simple card in a way, and it didn't do that much, I guess. But it really made me feel like cards from worlds that just show the world are very interesting, actually. So New Horizons, I feel like is a very interesting card because it just shows these dinosaurs who have found their new land. So yeah, you can see here in the art that that they just walk through the trees. Now they have found a place of water and they can drink. They probably needed that for survival. They can strengthen themselves. This is also probably why you get that +1 counter on a target creature, because they found new land, and a land gets 2 mana. Now this feels at first glance like a very normal, simple design, but really it's pretty interesting because of draft specifically. So this card is from Ixalan, and on Ixalan there are 2 factions that use green. There is the Sun Empire, which are all about dinosaurs. They need ramp, and that this card does. And then there are the Merfolk, who need +1 counters. So I really like that this card is so simple. It does both of the things you need, and it is a common so that it can support all of the cards that you have in draft. That is one thing I like, but also I really like the art because of the colors. It feels green because you have the trees. I mean, they've been trampled, but still it also feels hopeful in a way that doesn't make this a mono white card. So I want to look at a few more examples of cards from this set, like the Ancient Brontodon. This one is also just showing a dinosaur. It is not very inspiring in any other way, except for the fact that it is an 8 mana 9/9. So it is really big, but what it really tells us is that there are dinosaurs here that aren't eating each other, and many of the other creatures are doing that. And I feel the same thing about New Horizons. It's just a peaceful card, but it does it in a way that I feel is very showing of the world of Ixalan, where they respect the dinosaurs and they can find love for the dinosaurs as well. And it shows all of this, in my opinion. Now, the art of Noah Bradley often is, showing exactly this, maybe. Well, sometimes it shows some very big moments, but sometimes it shows some small moments or things that seem peaceful. Like, I want to point out Approach of the Second Sun. Of course, this is a card or moment that is about something bad, you could say. Noah Bradley here is showing the Approach of the Second Sun when Nicol Bolas will return to Amonkhet. But it also shows a peaceful moment because the people on Amonkhet believe that this will be a good thing. Like, they are going to heaven after this is happening or something like that. In fact, they are becoming a zombie army, but they don't know that. They feel like this is a beautiful moment where the 2 suns will come between those horns, and that will be a great moment for them. So I love how Noah Bradley showed that as well. And in fact, I talked a small moment about the Ursa moment, the Ursa's Ruinous Blast. But it also feels like a kind of peaceful moment where villain, I would say, of Magic the Gathering is, changing a world, turning it into ice, making a whole new story, but it is a very peaceful moment before that blast is happening. And this often happens when you do something big. You have that moment of contemplation, and it kind of feels like that. We see a small human with a lot of power, but it's still so small in this whole universe or on this world already, that I feel like this shows a great moment. But back to New Horizons, I think this is exactly the same. This is maybe a more normal moment than Approach of the Second Sun or Ursa's Ruinous Blast was. But it was a very pivotal moment for me, because I started looking at the cards. New Horizons was, or allowed me to look at the art as well. Of course, it was one of my first drafts, and I was glowering after winning a few of them. And I just was looking at the card. I remember it. I have it here, right here live too. I remember looking at this card and looking at the art and thinking, why are people not enjoying these cards more? They are ripping them open, and I was watching a lot of pack openings, but they all were like, New Horizons, nice, next card. But we can look so long at this and really appreciate it. That is what I want to do with this series. Let me know if there's a card that you really enjoy. These are supposed to be short, not really meant to blow up the algorithm or anything, but more for me to enjoy the cards and talk about them a little bit and really spark my love for the game again. So, not that I lost it, but I really want it to be sparked. So, with this, I'd like to thank you for watching. Let me know if there's a card that you really enjoy and you'd like me to talk about. And I'd like to thank you again for watching. Bye.